love this, like, ooh, I'm so chiseled, and no bitch, you have a line. Hi everyone, Helena here. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today we are actually going to test out a brand that I just recently found out about. The reason I fell over this brand was because I needed, or I felt that I needed, maybe I didn't really need, in reality I didn't need, but I wanted, that's the correct word, I wanted some more brushes. So I googled for makeup brushes. I especially wanted eye brushes because I feel like when I try so much and like to use different colors every other day or so, I need more brushes because I'm not washing my brushes I wash them every week. I felt in my heart that there was a need for more brushes. Don't judge me. This is, as I have said before, a judgment-free zone. So anyways, I googled for brushes and I looked and scrolled around, and let's just start off by saying that I'm not bougie about brushes. I know some people are so bougie, and not even bougie, but the brushes are expensive. If you get into makeup and you feel like you need better brushes, they are expensive. Even, you know, the normal brushes that everyone uses, like Sigma brushes, are expensive. And I'm not that person. I can spend so much money on like 5 different eyeshadow palettes. I can spend so much money on trying new foundations and primers and whatever. But I'm not the person who likes to spend $15 or more on one brush. That is not really my jam. But maybe there are, or maybe I know that there are more duds when brushes are cheap than there are duds with more expensive brushes. So, but it's my mission to find the good stuff. So when I made this order, I follow a page called FREYARA, and they had brushes, but they also, I realized when clicking into this webpage, they also had eyeshadow and some lip gloss. And yeah, I wasn't in the hunt for new eyeshadows, but I am always in the hunt for new eyeshadows. That's, you know, that's my standard setting, is to always search new interesting eyeshadow brands. And what was particularly good with this site was that you could buy bundles with, they had 2 eyeshadow palettes, and you could buy each palette with a different brush set too. Which, in the end, I did. And now I have gotten my order. But first, if you have not yet subscribed, please do. If you like this video, or if you like what I do, then please give this video a thumbs up. It will help my channel a lot. But yeah, if you're interested to see all my new products from the brand FREYARA, then please continue watching. So yeah, I'm looking up FREYARA online now because I realized that I don't know really anything about them. But FREYARA is a professional makeup brand founded by makeup enthusiast Cypress and Ken, based at Shenzhen. Don't come for me, Chinese people. And it's been around since 2019. That's what they say. They have palettes, lip gloss, and a lot of brushes. So for my first bundle, I got this. I don't remember which palette came with which bundle. I'm sorry, but if you click on the link, I will link the website in my description box. You will find it yourself. So these are the black handle brushes, and these are only for, you know, small brushes. So there's so many, so I'm dropping them on the floor. So these are small brushes, and I think that this bundle, this will be interesting. Yeah, and the other bundle had brushes, both that were small, let me grab, So these have a pink handle, and they had the brush set had a lot of small brushes. I will get into them soon, but I can't hold them all in my hands. But they also had like bigger face brushes. They had 2 different palettes, as I said, and when I opened my package, they had put the palettes together and then the brushes were in their own packaging. And I saw the palettes and I thought, not again. So these are the palettes. Do you notice anything when you look at these? What do we think? They look exactly the same. Yeah. And I admit, please leave in the comments if you also have done this, because I don't want to feel like stupid and the only one. But sometimes I'm so excited when I buy something online that I kind of click, and then I continue to scroll around and then I click again. So I have had instances where I have ordered 2 of the same item. Please tell me I'm not the only one. But yeah, it's very annoying when that happens, especially if it's from a small indie brand and you feel like I can't really return this back to the US or something. So it has happened, and I thought, now I've done it again. But no, I opened them up and these are actually 2 different palettes. That looks a bit iffy, right? I mean, why couldn't they just put 2 different pictures? It looks stunning. Sure, it looks like a Huda dupe, and one of the palettes is really looking like a Huda dupe. But yeah, I thought I ordered the same, but I did not. So when you open this up, you actually have this super nice looking, what do we call this? Like plastic to protect the shadows. It has the same face on there. And then this is the first palette. So both of these palettes are very neutral, which is not really my jam, but I'm not really super against it either. It's nice to have sometimes. The second palette, so this is what I feel like is a Huda. Why am I keep saying Huda? Huda! No. The same kind of plastic, and then you have the palette. So you can see there are lots of marbled shades in this, which is something that Huda Beauty does quite often. But yeah, so I did not fuck up and order the same palettes twice. I ordered 2 different palettes, but they just look exactly the same. Then finally, before we are going to dig into the brushes and try them out with, you know, putting some makeup on my face and using the eyeshadows, I did buy 2 lip glosses that they had. So these are called the FREYARA Shining, and I purchased one red and one nude color. And this one, I tried the nude color yesterday, and I must say they smelled quite funny. But then my lips started to feel cool, so I think that there is some mint or something in these to give that effect, and that's also now, when I smell them on my hand, that's what I smell. I smell mint. So this one on top is called just 3002, this red one, and this on the bottom is called 3001. Let's then dig into the brushes and test them out and throw some makeup on my face, shall we? Alright, skin is primed. I am using the NYX Plump Right Back Primer, continuing to try this out. So let's start out with foundation then. I have this brush and it says foundation brush, which looks exactly like the type of brush that I'm currently using, and this one actually feels good. I must say that the face brushes feel a lot better. Did I say this already? The face brushes feel a lot better than the eyeshadow brushes. They feel quite stiff, to be honest. But these feel soft and nice. I'm going to use my Deco Panning foundation, I think. So this is the Focalure Full Coverage Matte Foundation in the shade Ivory. So yeah, let's just pump it up. But yeah, I've been like using brushes for my foundation a lot more recently. I don't know if it's... I have been using my like a velvet brush, velvet sponge from John & Co. You know & Co. And I love that, but it's so annoying to wash them. I'm bad at getting the products out of my sponges. This is a look. Yeah, so I'm just annoyed at, because I feel like I'm not cleaning them properly, and then I feel like I'm wasting too much water because I'm trying to get the foundation out and it's not working and yada yada. I tried the microwave trick, it did not work, I don't know. It's too much of a hassle. It does feel cheaper than the brush from Do Color. This one has more weight in it, and it feels a bit more bouncy on my skin. I feel like I can really use this to buff. This one feels like bouncy, but I think that it has spread out the foundation quite well, actually. Yeah, it's worked well, I think. It's looking like I prefer it to look, so... yeah, anyway, side note, this foundation is actually really good if you have oily skin, because it's not too matte, it's not drying out, but I feel like I'm comfortable throughout the day. I'm not feeling like everything is just dripping off my face. So I've been enjoying using this one. Okay, we're moving on to concealer, and I actually found that the brushes sets had two different types of concealer brushes. So in the black set you have this small concealer brush, and in the pink set you had a big concealer brush. And yeah, it's interesting. Maybe this is good. This will be good for spot concealing, and if you want to like carve out your eyebrows or something. I thought that this could be a good concealer brush. This is from the pink set. It's called Shader Brush, but I mean it's quite big. If you have hooded eyes or something, it might... And I have hooded eyes, but I still have some space. It might be a bit big, so that could also work as a concealer brush. But I think I'm going to try the flat brush. This looks like when foundation brushes first were released, they released this like a paintbrush. Normally this is the brush I use, and it's good because it's quite thick, so it's not... This one is slimmer, and this one feels softer. So let's see how this one works out. So let me know, what are your favorite brushes? Are you one who likes and spends a lot of money on makeup brushes, or are you like me, always looking for that bargain? I'm going back in. I think in the viewfinder I see that my concealer is super bright. It doesn't look this bright in reality. Is it a flashback effect or something? What do we think about that? I like this. I'm surprised. I like it maybe even more than this, because sometimes I feel like it's maybe not giving the same... I feel like I get more coverage using this. Maybe because it's flatter. I don't know. I like it. What I actually did, because I used this as a base to sheer out another lipstick that I want to finish with, which is that one I used in testing new makeup products. And this is very berry, so I put the Face Stockholm below, and then I add the berry shade on top to kind of not have it as purple and bruisey looking on my face. I love that bruised face look, like, right? That's better. I have two big brushes. So we have a face brush and we have a powder brush. So which one do I want to use for my powder and which do I want to use for my bronzer? Let's use the big powder brush for powder because it says so. So I'm going to follow suit. This one was really soft. Alright, face is powdered. Let's go into some eyebrows. Alright, eyebrows are sketched out. I used my Focalor as I always use. I must say one thing that's interesting when it comes to eyebrows is that this neither of these brush kits had a spoolie. And I do like me a good spoolie. They had two. Each kit came with their own eyebrow brush and they look identical but different colors, of course. I'm going to use the black one now because of no reason in particular. So let's dig into my brow pomade. This one is from Makeup Mecca. And this, when it comes to eyebrow brushes, I prefer them being quite small and thin and stiff. That's what she said. But yeah, I have a favorite that I bought eons ago, like for a really long time ago. That time when Face Stockholm had their store in Luleå in our shopping mall called Shopping. And if any of my friends or any other person from Luleå is watching this, do you remember when Face Stockholm used to had their stores in Shopping? That is how long ago I bought that eyebrow brush. So, but it's real hair and I take care of it, so it's really still very good. It's perfect because it's super tiny and stiff.
That's what she said.
And this one I actually like. It will be quicker to use this than my Face Stockholm because it's obviously bigger. But I still feel like I have a lot of control over my eyebrows. Are they even? Even Steven? Yeah, it's a good one. I will continue to use this. I will use my Franken contour. I have repressed this. This is all that is left. Looking clean, looking sharp. And let's use that contour brush. The issue I have with these brushes is that you can just kind of lay the product down, then you can't really blend it that well because they are so stiff. I happen to fall over a really good contour brush in Frankfurt like 3 years ago, and no, 2 years ago. It's a lot more fluffy and shaped for the face, so you can put the shade down and then you can blend it, because now I just have a stripe on my face, which is not a good look, but maybe I can chisel out and pretend that I don't have this excessive double chin. What should I do? How should I do this? Maybe I will blend it with the brush I will use for my bronzer. See, I think that, you know, using this will also maybe spread it too wide, because you don't want it. You still want it kind of crisp, which I feel like it's not anymore. I love this, like, ooh, I'm so chiseled, and no, bitch, you have a line. Contour brush is not for me because I find that it's too difficult to blend, and it's too stiff, so it's almost like I feel like it's tugging on my foundation. This is the brush that I'm talking about, and I found this at it was just like a drugstore, like a traditional drugstore on the big shopping street in Frankfurt. It's their own brand, so I don't know. It's just called Beauty, For Your Beauty. But this is, as you see, fluffy, but it's also slanted, and I think that this is perfect to press in, and then you can also work that shade a bit. So yeah, this is better for a good blend. So let's get into some bronzer. And then I'm using that big fluffy brush, and I'm using my Product Pan bronzer. I'm desperate to hit pan on this within the near future, because I want to hit pan before spring comes, but I don't know if it's possible because, you know, I can still see the embossing. Yeah, this feels nice, feels like I have control, but it's still fluffy and soft. It's a good brush. And let's just blush up my cheeks. I will use the same blush brush as I did for my cream blush, and dig into this BH Cosmetics blush in the shade the Caribbean Coral Duo Cheek Color. I'm very blushed. We are blushing today. We are blushing today. Yeah, so let's go for the highlighter, shall we? Another thing that happened when I went to change my memory card was that I grabbed a beer, so oopsies. This one is from Pito. It's called How to Find the Treasure. It's a sour beer, pomegranate and mint. It did not taste, it was quite watery, I must say now. 4.5%. Do not recommend, too watery. But I shall drink it anyways. Alright, let's go for the highlights. I am using my oldie Deco Panning highlight Candlelight Glow from Too Faced. And I feel like this brush is very big. I like to have more control. But because I like to do to take my highlight underneath my brow bone as well. But it's soft. Let me try this useless little fan brush. Maybe not so useless after all, eh? Because I think that some fan brushes are too soft and not that they are like, I want this, I want the full on ba-bam in my face. and some fan brushes are not doing that for me. This one, since it's so small, it's quite stiff. I can actually have a more precise application. So yeah. Okay, not maybe my super favorite, but works. Alright, eyeshadows. What shall we do? So one annoying thing when they look alike is that you don't know. Opening up will be a big surprise. But yeah. So obviously I'm more drawn towards the marbled one. We'll see if I can maybe like use them in combination. They are not super dramatically different from each other. One is just a bit more, has a bit more color, reddish shades. Cheers. Let's go for the blending brush and just dip into one of the shades, because we have shades called Bear in both of these palettes and they look exactly the same. So this shade is called Bear and this shade is called Bear. So it won't matter which one I use. Will it now? Using that and maybe in combination with that lighter shade so it's not too beige on my beige face. I'm always like crunching down so I'm cutting off my mouth. Should I? Yeah, then I can crunch down without you losing my beautiful chin. These two look really similar as well. So we have the shade Life and Roll. They look super similar. So this is Roll and this is Life. Maybe Life is more satin, maybe. But I'm going to take the shade Life, putting that in the crease. Instant regret. I should have put that pink one. I should have tested out. And this isn't showing up, so maybe it's also the brushes. I don't know. I'm using the same brush for this. I'm going to try that pink one because why not do that? And take this pink slanted brush and see if we can dipping into Rose. And seeing if we have... It's a bit dusty, but it's a nice rosy shade, eh? I'm going to dip into Giving, this like warmer brown, using the brush called Blending Brush. Maybe that was bad brush. I feel like we lost a bit of that pink, so I'm going back into that one. So I'm taking the shade Spirit, which is this pink and brown shade, and then just spraying. Oh, what? That's not too shabby. Some fallout, but I will just brush that away. Not too shabby. There is some good sheen to that one. For the inner part then, maybe we should add the shade Love, which is this lighter pink and silver marble shade. And I'm using a flat brush. This is from the pink set called just Eyeshadow Brush. And R. So yeah, that big of a difference between these shades. This one is slightly more pink, but it's not that different on the eyes. Maybe I should go for the shade Roland, which is that silver, blue, purple. Let's do that and see what will happen. Yeah. So I'm using the same brush, so maybe that's also my error, but you can see that it's not really giving any brightness either. You know what I realized when I started editing my clips? I drag out my S when I say a word that ends with an S, so it sounds like a fucking retarded snake. Brightness. But it's why am I doing that? It's so annoying, and I try to cut my S's in editing. Sometimes it's impossible. And now everyone will notice. So yeah, it's not super brightening. I think that I have blabbered on. I will finish up the lower lashes and add mascara and yeah, give you my final thoughts on these products from FREYARA. And I will also add lippy. So I will be right back. Alright, we are back. Eyes are done. So, this is the finished look. I am very neutral for me. So yeah, what do I think about these palettes? Or what did I do? I ended up using the shade Mermaid, this pink from the Unmarble palette. I used that underneath my eyes. And then I tried to, because I didn't have something brightening, I took the gold shade in combination with my highlighter from Gloss Gods in Pina Colada, and I put that on my inner corner. I took some more pink and tried to like drag it out a bit because I feel like it's cute, like somewhat of a draped look. And yeah, then I used the lip gloss on my lips. I primed with my lip pencil that's in my deck of panning. This is from Bella Pierre in the shade Nude. It's kind of pinky. And then I used the shade 3002. And this one is not cooling. This feels like it's supposed to be plumping because it kind of burns. And if I lick my lips, I can feel like heat on my tongue. But I mean, the lip gloss, if it's supposed to be burning, it's not unbearable by any means, and I think it looks nice. It has quite a good color for not having, before just having a lip liner. So what are my thoughts? Let's start with the eyeshadows. Was I able to create a super interesting look? No. But you know, what was I expecting? They look super neutral. Are they amazing? No. They are fine. Like, they show up on my eyes just fine. It's not mind-blowing, but I mean, I have unfortunately tried worse eyeshadows. I'm looking at you, Cult Candy. So yeah, I mean, pretty in the middle of the road for these ones. I'm not gelling to you to run out and buy them. The same goes for the brushes. I'm not super impressed by the eye brushes in general because they are stiffer. These ones that are white, there are a few. They are softer, I think, but not super impressed. I have better eye brushes. The face brushes are also fine. It's not, you know, the best one, but they work. So yeah, face brushes is the way to go, not the eye brushes, unfortunately. But yeah, let me know, have you tried this brand? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about brushes in general? Let me know what you think about this look, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!